You see, be serious, Mr. Singh. I thought you're a serious person. If you don't want to answer seriously, it's your choice. Be serious. It is necessary, people say, that he steps down to ensure a fair and impartial probe into the 2G scam, an impartial probe into the coal scam, and numerous other cases being investigated by the CBI.
Arnab, what has he done?
So Mr. Singh, Mr. Singh, you have.
Why are you getting so impatient? Monday,
Mr. Singh, you are getting very nervous today.
The answers are not
Mr.
there.
Singh,
the Supreme Court will ask him to recuse.
Now,
Why
Mr. Singh,
impatient?
chill.
I don't understand.
Calm down, Mr. Singh. Calm down.
No, I'm
calm
not.
down. Calm down. Don't get excited, Mr. Singh. And I told you this. You try this trick elsewhere of trying to do this, threatening number. It's, as far as I am concerned, I don't even consider these things. Don't try it on me. Try it on some other journalist on some other channel. Don't try it on me. Mr. Singh, then my estimation of you, my respect for you will go down if you try this again. So I am telling you, don't try it. It's a journalist telling you, don't try to threaten me. Now the point is, since these cases, all the cases I spoke about, fall under the agency's purview, there are serious questions being raised, and the Supreme Court has said the averments are very serious, and the CBI director cannot say that even if the averments are serious, he will not file any reply. You should note what the Supreme Court has said. And Ranjit Sinha's continuance, therefore, logical question will add to the perception that the probe has not been fair or impartial. It's a very serious and fundamental question. Joginder Singh, is it true or not that when you were the director of the CBI, I'm sorry for taking so long to come to you, that over your meetings with people accused in the Jain Hawala case, including politicians, the Supreme Court had criticized you? Can you tell us a little bit about that? You were forced at that point of time to tender an apology. Ranjit Sinha finds himself in a...
I'm sorry, you're mixing up. I never met any accused in my office or in my residence. Let it be very clear about it. They didn't say a word about it. Of course, it is something which I can't say on the television.
20th August 1996, Joginder Singh. 20th August 1996. 20th August 1996. No, 20th August 1996, neither do I. 20th August 1996, Justice J.S. Verma was the presiding judge. He said our orders made...
What did he say?
Listen to me, sir. Don't get impatient. Our orders made during the last hearing of the case on July 26th, he said, about how you should conduct yourself and from whom you should take guidance were quite clear. We take very serious note of your meeting persons who may influence the investigation. Whether it happened or not, is this what the court said?
No, I am oath bound to reveal. If you remember that in those days here, this terrible thing used to be in-camera hearing. I don't want to criticize any judge because he is no more. But that is something which I can tell privately what exactly passed. I would not put it on this thing. And secondly, the government cannot touch Director CBI because Supreme Court had very clearly said, I'll exactly quote what they said in this one also. They said that Director can be transferred only in extraordinary circumstances with the approval of the selection committee.
Are you quoting the right part?
Home Secretary and Secretary.
Are you quoting the right part? You're not. You're not quoting the right part.
I'm quoting from the judgment.
I'm quoting from the judgment. You want me to quote for you, Mr. Joginder Singh? I think I was covering the CBI at that time. You were CBI director. I know exactly what the court said.
Please do that. Please do that.
And my memory is not worse than yours. The court said, every step you take, you must take with circumspection. Because the court said, ultimately you may be doing the right thing, but it may create a wrong impression on others. I hope there will be no occasion for us to repeat our advice to you. And Aryaman Sundaram, what are we talking about today? It is about the whole business of confabulating. No, 1 second. Aryaman Sundaram, the argument being made is, you can never prove that anything wrong was happening. We may confabulate, we may meet, we may party, we may say we are friends. We may meet accused people at our house. We can go and do what we want, but you cannot question it.
Because I don't want to bring
Aryaman Sundaram. Aryaman Sundaram. Aryaman Sundaram.
I think the question, Arnab, I think the question is a bit wider. The fact of the matter is, as to the veracity or otherwise of what is he is being accused of, is yet to be determined. But if it is determined that people who are actually charge sheeted or accused have actually been calling on him at his residence, then what they discussed or what they did not discuss may not be the only issue. The question is as to why he has entertained them at all in his house would be the issue. And I think the basic point is the veracity as to whether these people have visited him when they were charge sheeted, when they were being investigated into, is the relevant factor. And if in fact he has entertained accused persons, entertained people he is investigating, entertained charge-sheeted persons in his house, whether he was discussing the weather in Delhi or whether he was discussing anything else, I don't think is really relevant.
So my question to Vikas Singh is therefore, Vikas Singh, consider
a question of perception.
Yeah, consider this. Suppose it's found a corporate lobbyist visits Ranjit Sinha on 29 occasions between May and December 2013. And a preliminary inquiry is ordered against the person in connection with a particular case. The case is ultimately closed, but these meetings do happen. The view of Aryaman Sundaram is it's common sense to question why the meetings happen. The view that Yatin Oza give, and I presume you give, is that unless you prove that something wrong happened during the meetings, which may be more difficult to prove, there is no allegation worth looking at in the first place.
No,
Mr. Vikas Singh, one second, let Vikas Singh respond to Aryaman Sundaram, sir. 1 second.
Well, Arnab, it's the individual discretion of what one feels. Aryam Sundaram may have his own views, but Indian law presumes the innocence of an accused till he is proved guilty. And as a supervisory officer, I have told on your channel before also, it is part of the duty of the director to meet people.
Suppose a representative of a corporate group. Suppose a representative of a corporate group visits. No, 1 second. Suppose a representative of the corporate group, which is caught up in the 2G case, that representative visits the CBI director's residence 40 times between May and August 2012, which also coincide with a period when a special CBI court is hearing the 2G case. Are we to say that even then you can't ask any questions on why the meetings happened?
Firstly, this 40-time business has already been disputed by the director, so there is no question for me to comment on that. I can't verify.
So what kind of duty is this?
His home.
What kind of duty does the CBI perform?
Mere visiting, according to me, is of no consequence. Mere visiting by anybody to the CBI director's home, I don't agree there is anything wrong, and that I'm saying in my personal view. It's not that I'm his lawyer, so I'm saying everybody has a different way of conducting himself. Some people are, sort of they are the loner type. Really? They don't meet people. Some people are, who are gregarious type, who meet people. He has the reputation of meeting people right from the beginning of his career. So it's a very individual way of functioning. As long as there is no wrongdoing.
So this is really the last straw. Vikas Singh says, Ranjit Sinha is a social kind of guy. He likes to meet people.
Mr. Vikas
and he likes to meet people at their house, and he likes to really meet the real accused themselves. So he likes to have a cup of coffee with them. He's just an extrovert. He's a social kind of guy. Aryaman Sundaram, yes, please.
Mr. Vikas Singh, you gave an example. Let me give you an example back. If I was working on a story to uncover a scam, and my boss, the editor-in-chief, was actually meeting with the same people, I wouldn't trust my boss to actually take the scam to its conclusion.
Or for that matter, if a judge,
what does this do to the morale of all the people in the CBI if the CBI director is meeting with the accused?
And for that matter, and for that matter, 1 second, and for that matter, by your logic,
you are actually fixing stories.
By your logic, Vikas Singh,
because there is an allegation. That's the point that I made.
Vikas Singh, I'll tell you why you're looking so bad tonight. Vikas Singh, by your logic, 1 second, by your logic, the CBI director should have been having, 1 second, sir, please don't undermine the common sense of people. By your logic, the CBI director, when he's investigating CWG, should not be doing it in the manner that he should. He should actually have detailed 40-50 consultations with Suresh Kalmadi at his house. Or if he's looking at 2G, he should have serious consultations with A. Raja in his house. Maybe 40-50 meetings should be arranged. There should be a social conversation on it, right? Because, you can never prove they were doing anything wrong. Mr. Vikas Singh, I'm only using your argument with you. But this is what you said, Mr. Singh. Do you not believe what you said a minute back? But you said this, Mr.
We are all
Singh.
discussing a hypothetical
This is your argument, Mr. Singh.
Because the facts are,
This
this
is your argument, Mr. Singh.
by the Supreme Court, and
This is your argument, Mr.
representing
Singh.
him in the Supreme.
But this is your argument, Mr. Singh.
Else, Arnab.
No, but you just said
The facts are
this.
yet to be gone into by the Supreme Court, so I can't
Really?
comment on those facts because that's a matter which is
So,
sub judice.
so Subodh
We are
Khan
only
Sahai.
discussing
So
hypothetical
Subodh Khan Sahai,
situations,
Mr. Vikas Singh.
and
Mr.
accordingly,
Vikas
I'm
Singh,
saying
Subodh
that if
Khan
there are
Sahai.
allegations against
Subodh
you
Khan
for
Sahai.
fixing stories, will
Subodh
you
Khan
stop
Sahai.
anchoring this program
Sir,
just
Subodh
because there
Khan
are
Sahai.
allegations
Sir, I have
against
already
you.
told you
That's the
this.
point that I'm making.
Sir, I have already
If
told
there
you
are
this. That
baseless allegations against
Mr.
you,
Sir,
if there are
you know, I'll
baseless
tell you.
allegations against you by whoever high or mighty,
Right.
will you stop anchoring the program? That's the point that I'm making.
I'll tell you one thing. First of all, be careful of what you say. I've told you once that, this whole approach of yours is not going to work. Be factual. Subodh Khan Sahai, Mr. Vikas Singh,
But
please
you can
stop.
say anything and he can't say it.
Mr. Joginder Singh, I'm sorry
No,
to have
but
to
point
remind
is
you
here.
today of what
You
Justice
have one
Verma
point
said
of
about
view.
you.
You don't want to listen to others. That is the problem.
Mr.
But you
Joginder-
think people should believe in the gospel truth.
Mr.
It is not
Joginder
so.
Singh.
He's got only 2 months left.
Mr.
Here, you get to
Joginder
the Supreme
Singh.
Court.
Mr. Joginder Singh, you know what? It is people like you who, when you are challenged and questioned, feel that they are on very thin ice. Times have changed since you were CBI director, sir. You don't forget what the CBI said vis-a-vis you. You were director of the CBI.
No.
You don't-
I'm
you don't
sorry,
forget
they
what it
never
said about
you.
you.
Are making it up here. No.
Sir, what did
you show me judgment are accepted.
Sir,
you
did
make
the
half the things here without even basis, and you want it to be
Joginder
taken as gospel truth.
Mr.
Not
Joginder Singh, the
acceptable to
point is
people.
today that you cannot confabulate
I'm
with scam
sorry.
accused.
They
You
never
cannot
said
confabulate
any of
with
these
scam
things here.
accused. So things are changing in India. You cannot
there I agree
confabulate
with
with
you.
scam accused.
I
You
agree-
cannot
agree with you.
confabulate
I
with
agree.
scam
There is
accused,
no-
period. I
No,
don't know why
there
you're
is-
getting
there is no
upset.
doubt on that one.
Mr. Joginder Singh, you cannot
If somebody
confabulate
has
with
to
scam
meet-
accused. You don't expect,
Absolutely, you're right.
Mr. Joginder Singh, you cannot
Absolutely.
expect
I
people
don't
in this
deny
country
this
to be
thing.
foolish anymore. There are enough scams which have happened in this
nobody's
country.
foolish.
And after
People
all of
like
this,
you, how can anybody be foolish?
And now we have
well, Mr. Joginder
But
Singh,
you can't go on making
Mr.
allegations
Joginder Singh,
that
you
others are
understand
wrong
this.
and you are right.
Mr. Joginder Singh and Vikas, you see, understand fundamentally this country has seen many
Arnab,
scams.
because of you, nobody can be fooled in this country now. That's one thing we are all very happy
Mr.
about.
Vikas Singh, I find the patterns of the meetings extremely suspicious. They are under scrutiny, and your logic today is self-defeating. What you're saying, Mr. Vikas Singh, is the CBI directors should meet the Kalmadis and the Rajas to close the investigations themselves.
If he
I
feels
would put that to,
necessary,
and
he
if
should
you
do
ask anybody whether there's any logic in your argument, you can go out and
That's
ask
his
even your best friend,
discretion,
Mr.
whether he
Singh.
wants to meet them or not.
So he
You
should,
are
he should
nobody,
look.
you and I are nobody to question that.
So, Mr. Vikas Singh, tell me one thing. Corporate lobbyist, as per the diary, visits Ranjit Sinha 29 times at a time when the preliminary inquiry is lodged against him in
29
connection with the Radia tapes.
29 business
The inquiry is ultimately closed.
This
1 minute. The
29
inquiry is ultimately
90
closed. Mr. Vikas Singh, my question to you has not completed.
No, there is
The
no
inquiry is
closed.
ultimately closed. Should we
People
not
who have
ask?
been- people
Should
who
we
have
not
been-
ask, Mr. Singh?
People in the
Mr. Singh,
diary
take
who
the
have
question.
visited him
Mr. Singh, don't run
have
away
been
from the
charge
question.
sheeted by Sinha
Mr. Singh,
by
don't
him
run away
by-
from the
under the orders
question.
of his signature.
Mr. Singh, don't run away from the question. Should we not ask whether those meetings
I'm not
pertain
running away from the
to,
question.
whether those
People
meetings
who have-
pertain to, and whether you're not even listening to the question, Mr. Singh, whether those meetings pertain to, we should not ask whether those meetings had anything to do with the role of the CBI in closing the preliminary inquiry against the individual.
Nobody has a right to ask what are those meetings meant for. Nobody has a right to ask. That's something which is the absolute
Mr.
discretion
Singh,
of
a
the
corporate
director.
group's
The people who have
representatives.
met him have been charge sheeted by him.
Mr. Singh,
during
I am
his
asking
tenure.
you. You answer the question straight tonight. I am asking you, a corporate group's representative visits Ranjit Sinha's house on 40 occasions between May 2013 and August 2014
No, 40
allegedly.
something which is
Allow me to
your
complete,
figment of your
please.
imagination.
Allow me to complete. The visits coincide with the period when a special CBI court is hearing the 2G case. It had summoned the promoter of the company. The promoter had moved the Supreme Court, which subsequently, Mr. Singh, for your kind information, stayed the trial proceedings against him. Again, there is more about propriety more than anything else. Are you telling me today, in this country of ours, propriety is dead? Are you saying propriety is dead? Then say so tonight.
No, where
Is propriety
is
dead?
the question of if he had been a judge?
Is
I agree with
propriety
you, it
dead,
would have
Mr.
been
Singh?
improper.
Is propriety dead,
it's
Mr.
not
Singh?
dead, but there is no impropriety as far as his meeting at the
Okay, so Mr. Singh,
there is no impropriety.
So Mr. Singh, let me now tell
Yes.
you why your arguments are extremely weak, because I haven't finished with you. You have claimed that Ranjit Sinha has 3 offices, right?
You
And
are
that
not
he's
a
meeting
judge,
people
not
in
to
the
decide
residence
whether
to
my
avoid the
arguments
media
are weak.
glare. Mr. Singh, please, you have said he's meeting people in his residence to avoid the media glare. That's such a weak argument. Do you yourself believe in it? The fact of the matter remains
No, I
that
am not giving that argument on his behalf. That is an argument which I have said that could be one of the reasons which may
Mr.
be
Singh,
in
I'll
his
tell you,
mind.
should I
don't
quote
know.
you? Should I quote you what you said?
I am not commenting
Should I
anything
quote what you
of
said?
what is pending in Supreme
Should I
Court,
quote
because
what you
I'll only
said?
answer the Supreme Court.
Should I quote what you
I
said?
have
You
only
said,
answered the
should I
Supreme
quote
Court.
what you
That
said,
is all
Mr.
what
Singh?
I have said as
Mr.
my
Singh, should I quote what you
understanding. It has
said?
never
You
been what
said.
he-
No, Mr. Singh, should I quote what you said? You said that for discretion purposes or prudence purposes, there may be occasions that the
That's
CBI
my
director
view.
might want to meet people
my
in
view.
the...
I said so right from the beginning.
Okay, so
I have
my
said
view,
so,
then
Arnab,
hear
that
my
I am
view.
not going to comment
Then
on
hear
this
my
matter
view, Mr.
because it is
Singh.
sub judice.
Then hear my
This
view,
is
Mr.
my
Singh.
view, I have said.
Then hear my view, Mr. Singh. I put your view against mine. I put my view against yours, Mr. Singh. Let the viewers of this show decide whose view is correct. The fact of the matter is there would have been
Absolutely,
much greater
absolutely.
transparency.
Ultimately-
There would have been much greater transparency if the CBI director had met the scam accused at his office than his residence. The fact that he meets them at his residence repeatedly throws
He's got an
questions.
office at his residence with full secretarial
Mr.
staff, by the way, Arnab.
This
Please
is a
understand,
wonderful
he's got
way of
3
running the
offices in
CBI.
Delhi.
Well, I think, you're trying very hard to defend your client. That's your job. But Mr. Singh, don't try too hard. Thank you for joining me on this debate tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.